Hi, I'm just actually looking for a really simple, something that really only has messages and like a brick kind of phone. Do you have that? Oh, hell yes. Yes, that is perfect. Sweet as. Oh yeah, how do I set it up?
Oh yeah, so you've got the sim already.
Thank you. Thank you so
No
much.
worries, Josie.
Hey everyone, I hope you're having a great day. So as you can tell by the title of this video, for 30 days I got rid of all the technology that distracts me. This included my iPhone, all social media platforms, Netflix and Stan. I only use my computer for work purposes, and for emergencies I have this wonderful $40 little brick. And the reason that I wanted to do this was because I want to unhook myself from the technology that I have naturally become so heavily reliant upon. It's second nature for anyone of my generation to have access to anything at our fingertips, and I want to see if I can forgo that luxury. Along with this, as I have mentioned in previous videos before, I do tend to get quite distracted easily by the internet, my phone, and social media. I let technology just sweep me away, and before I know it, way too much time has passed. So I'd like to see what my life is like without all of these technological distractions, if I'm more productive because of it, and if I enjoy not having this urge to constantly check all these things. All in all, I'm just really curious to see how I go without technology and if I discover anything through removing it. Okay then, let's jump straight into it. 30 days, no distractions. So I know it's only day 2 and everything, but something that I've noticed, well, pretty much immediately, is that my mood is dramatically better. I find myself a lot more calm, considerate, and I guess patient with those around me. I don't know how else, I guess, to describe it, but I would just say that I'm a lot more zen, I suppose. There are definitely flecks of anxiety in there so far, but I mean, it's only day 2, I suppose that's to be expected, and hopefully that gets better. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I do like this more zen version of Lauren. Hello, it is day 3 and I have just finished smashing through the work that I need to get through today. It's only 2 p.m. and I've finished everything that I need to do. I found that not having these really quick distractions, like just being able to flick to Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, I have been so much more productive. And because I know that I can't flick to those spaces, I just don't. And absolute game changer. I feel like I just discovered a life hack. This is awesome. So excuse me while I go and do whatever the hell I want to do for the rest of my day. Bye. So things were actually going really well. For the first few days, this experiment posed no challenges, and I was actually finding it surprisingly easy. I wasn't struggling without social media, but rather loving the freedom of being unhooked. But there was something brewing within me that I tried so hard to ignore for the first few days. And then it caught up with me. Something has been happening that I was really not expecting to happen. Over the past few days, my anxiety has just been just compounding. You know, it started off only at night on the first few nights, and then today it was just full blown all day. I was just so in my head, and like I couldn't escape it. You know, if I subconsciously or consciously feel anxious, I know that I do try to push that down and not think about it through just watching something, because I hate feeling anxious, and I don't want to feel anxious. So it's just easier to push that down rather than think about it and feel it. But I feel like that, like, without these screens, you know, like these past few days I've just been trying to do my same tactic and push it down, shove it down. But that doesn't tend to really work as well with a book. I know that this is probably a point where I shouldn't be trying to distract myself with books, but I don't want to have an anxiety attack, you know, and sometimes I just want to get out of my own head. And when I'm home alone all day and I can't use anything as an escape that I normally would, I just feel so trapped in there. As you can see here, I was really struggling with this anxiety, and as much as I hoped that it wouldn't continue for the rest of the month, it did. It's been a while since I've given you an anxiety update, so I thought I would take this time to kind of sit down and just chat to you about how I've been dealing with it and how I've just been going with the experiment in relation to my anxiety in general. So I've found ways to kind of cope with the anxiety because I'm still experiencing anxiety every night before I go to bed, and that is by reading, but it is far less effective than just watching a screen because I find that my brain really switches off when I'm watching something, and instead, while reading, my brain is kind of just keeps ticking over, and so when I stop reading, my mind is awake. And in terms of actually dealing with my anxiety, I've done my best to kind of just think about why I'm experiencing these feelings and let them bubble around inside of me rather than trying to just smother them down. But ultimately, I don't know if I've done that great of a job at it because I don't like feeling anxious. I don't want to experience those feelings. So I try and mull things over and let myself think about it, but it's tough, and I still am just looking for those distractions. And that's something else that I've discovered in this experiment, is that while one of my aims of this experiment is to be less distracted, if I want to be distracted, I'll find a way to be distracted. It's the same thing with my anxiety. If I don't want to face it, I will just try and find a way not to face it. And sure, a screen for me at this point in my life is the most useful tool in distracting me from my anxiety, but there are still other tools. And I mean, the anxiety is just something that I'm really just gonna have to come face to face with at some point. I don't know, it's hard to talk about because anxiety is just a scary thing, and I don't know what exactly to do about it currently, and I don't know if I want to do something about it. I do want to do something about it because I don't want to feel this way anymore, but going through that process of doing something scares the hell out of me. Yeah. So I would love to say that through these 30 days without technology that I found ways to deal with my anxiety, but I did not. What I did discover though was that I use technology as a distraction from my anxiety. I use it to cover and hide my feelings and worries so I don't have to deal with them. And I actually really am grateful for this experiment because understanding that truth has really helped in ways that I approach my anxiety. So I finished this experiment a week ago now, and since then I have been very mindful of my technological use, especially when it comes to as a distraction. I have been a lot more conscious with how I use it, especially before bed, and still have been reading or doing some puzzles instead. One of my goals for this experiment was to unhook myself, so I didn't feel this compulsive pull to check technology, and so that when the time did come when this experiment was over, that I wouldn't just slip back into my old habits. And now I realize just how important it is to not slip back into those old habits, because it's no longer about just productivity or being surrounded by social media, but the role it plays in my anxiety. Okay, so that wraps this video up. Thank you so much for watching. Overall, I found this experience to be an incredibly valuable one, and I would definitely recommend it. My experience with this anxiety was the most profound thing that this challenge uncovered for me, but there were so many other findings that I really want to share with you as well. So for the next few videos, I will be sharing more about what this challenge uncovered for me, because I do feel like there are some really good things that I just want to share. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you suffer from anxiety, maybe this challenge is something worth considering, but if it's not your style, then just know I'm here with you. I upload new videos every Thursday, and I really can't wait to see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!